So, hi everyone. Well, this is Shivamani Gundra. Well, I'm currently a student from National University of Ireland, Galway. Well, currently I'm pursuing my MSc business in business analytics. Well, today I'm going to tell you about a small story about the global air quality index that varies from one country to another country. Well, I'm going to share you my screen and I'm going to let you know. One second, guys. So let's get into the show. So I hope that everyone's fine. Well, this is currently the story which I would like to show each and every one of you. Well, the story which I'm going to tell you about is the Global Air Quality Index with across the globe, where the story is not a recent story or not a past few decades story, but it has started from a centuries ago, which was from the 18th century, which was during the period of what we say revolution. During that time, I know it was a giant leap in the humankind, but it really costed us our nature. So today in this story, I'm going to tell you about the global air quality, which is we can see that there are a lot of countries like Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Ireland, USA, etc., where each country has differed from a different AQI index. Well, some countries have been ranged around 100, 120, 150, 160, but whereas some countries are ranged around 60, 50, 40. And I would like to tell you about what might be the reason that these countries have a low AQI index comparative to these countries. So we can see that in this dashboard, this is the local, this is the AQI index of everyone. Well, I'll just show you in a uh, yeah, yeah, this is great, I would say. So this is the top 10 countries which have a global AQI of almost all very high AQI index, whereas the first one is the Republic of Korea, which is almost all 421. That is freaking insanely very high. And whereas we have the United Arab Emirates, UAE, Senegal, Qatar, Pakistan, India, Kuwait, etc. And if we look into the reason why these countries have a lot of air pollution in it is that these countries are the developing countries, and these countries are should improve their regulatory standards by not take by taking care of the nature in a very good way. So as we can see that the average AQI index of whole globe, not I'm not saying about a country, but the whole globe is just 72.01, and that is freakingly insanely very high. So I'm gonna next tell you the pollutants of the major pollutants. As you can see in this chart, we can see that the average AQI of a country, the average carbon dioxide value of a country, the count of global air, the NO2, which is known as the nitrogen oxide, and the ozone layer depletion value, etc., is cost. So I've marked each and every country's etc. in this chart, whereas the Brazil, we can see that many countries have a lot of high global pollutants across their region and etc. Like Cyprus, not Cyprus, but Brazil, etc. France. These countries are maybe in a very rich polluting pollution. It might be in a very big pollution controlled era because as we know that we are moving forward, it's our responsibility that we maintain a good sustainable development that can be enhanced not only ourselves but other future generations would feel free to uh, breathe this wonderful air. And if we can see that the pollutant, we can see here the pollutant bar, which is like average PM 2.5 AQI value is almost a 68, which is insanely very high. And if we go next into the next chart, which is the top polluted cities, whereas we can see that I've mentioned some of the top polluted cities like Barkera, Bareilly, which have an average AQI index of 500. That is the problem where being with that much of uh, air pollution area, it might really risk the people's lives. the lives of animals and etc. And even there could be a chances of a death toll of more than thousands or etc. We can't say, but that's a story for another day. But right now, we just discuss why these countries just have some part of the countries have lower AQI value compared to other part of the countries. The first thing is these countries practice a strict regulation regarding the nature. They uh, save electricity, they save fuels, which in terms does not require to burn a lot of fossil fuels or burn a lot of carbon related elements or materials to produce the heat or to produce electricity. In fact, because of that, the pollution might become less in these countries. And the second thing is the awareness in the people. The people are much aware that if we take care of the nature will be taking care of us. And that is what is done by these countries. And I hope the countries which have the highest AQI index might also see the same scenario like these countries. So this is the topic which I would like to tell you about, guys. So this is the story of myself, my about my project. So like if you feel it's a bit less, I'm sorry for that. But thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present it.